La-Mulana 2 has finally come out. This is a game that had a Kickstarter 4.5 years ago, and it's been in development ever since, but it has finally now actually come out. Looking back on it, I did a video of the Kickstarter demo in February of 2014, so we can look at the full game and see how that might differ from that original demo. Let's get started. We're going to play through the first area of La-Mulana 2, up to the first boss, I think, and we'll see how it goes. Now, if you know what La-Mulana is, then you don't really need any explanation.